Okay, well, previous episode we were talking about the setup, and I was referring to this Google Home, it's called. So currently I am mirroring, or also known as casting, which means broadcasting what I've got on my screen. So what you're looking at is actually being broadcast to a television, because that television, which is called Living Room TV, has got a device attached, which is a Chromecast device, which is a Wi-Fi receiver, and that Wi-Fi receiver gets signal from the router. The router gets its information from the internet, okay, but the router also manages communication between two devices on that one Wi-Fi network. So device A doesn't speak directly to device C, it goes via the router, and the router manages and coordinates communication of data and transmission of data back and forth between device A and device C. And that's why you need a username and password to communicate devices that are attached to the router. Now, that's local traffic, meaning no external outside the range of the Wi-Fi can speak, and the Wi-Fi doesn't give you internet access. The Wi-Fi has to connect to, the Wi-Fi gets its signal from a connection to the internet. So the connection to the internet, so you to your internet service provider through the broadband service that you get, the device that's attached to your wall. But we'll leave it there because we'll get off track too far if we go down that wormhole. But there's not much more to it than that. We'll get to that in another episode. But today we're looking at, for homework last episode, I wanted you to download Google Home and install it, and then I want you now to see if you've got a Chromecast device or a TV with a Chromecast built in. So that's what the TV on the left, the Media Room TV, currently playing the footy, that has got a Chromecast or a device built into it. It's part of the Android ecosystem, right? Part of the Android operating system that's all owned by Google. Google and Android are they're one and the same basically, sort of, and YouTube and stuff. But right, so that's how I'm able to project or cast or publish or reflect what's on my current screen that you're looking at onto a television. I need Wi-Fi connectivity on both devices and the router to do that, and then I can do things like this. So Living Room TV, I'll tap that. Living Room TV, come on. And then we've got cast or mirror my screen, cast my screen, bang, and then it says something about, yep, I want this, yes, it's okay, doof, and here we are. Now at that point, I am projecting what you see onto another television. How would you know? Because I'll show you with the camera. Whoops, and there it is there on the TV. And you think, well, what's useful about that? Just get rid of this thing. What's useful about that is I can move my camera around the studio, right? And I can see what I'm doing. That's like, I haven't got a viewfinder, I think it used to be called. So I can see what I'm capturing on my camera by looking at the TV, right? Do you know what I mean? So that's actually a very useful thing that didn't occur to me until I'd done it, and I thought, well, big deal, but it actually is, I find it extremely useful, that feature. Now, the studio here, this part we need to edit out, especially the rubbish bag there, but That's a lot cleaner than it typically is. And I've been working on a robot to clean up the place. Designing a system of automated clean rooms, so to various standards, and I'd like to get it to sort of hospital grade, and there must be some sort of hygiene standard, or at least routine for cleaning a hospital, one would expect, that I can comply with. So that's a work in progress. I do quite a lot of stuff here, albeit unpublished, which is not to say that it's valueless. Certainly considerable time has gone into it, and I wondered if anyone might like to comment about pre-incorporated research and development expenditure. Then, you know, what's the difference between research and development expenditure and capital expenditure? Pre-incorporated capital expenditure that's gone into research and development, because all this stuff costs money to set up, right? How do I, you know, when my .com goes to the moon, how do I get a tax write-off for the stuff that I've, you know, for the time and the money, the time? Can I get a tax write-off for the time? Write in, leave a comment in the subscription below, something like that. That's the YouTube speak for, sponsor me by way of the more clicks I get, the more I can charge advertisers or something, which is a fair enough deal. But, I'm not really into being on the camera, right? I don't want to do this because I'm concerned about I am concerned about the rate of failure for startups. It's like phenomenal. So I don't really want to go public and be the face of a failure, be the public face of a failure. So, and I mean, so I'm, you know, as a hobby at this point, I'm researching different potential projects, shall we say. However, I'm approaching these in a rather over the top manner, given that, you know, they're not projects and don't require therefore project methodology. But in order to keep in tune with the, you know, project management recruitment marketplace, if you like, I'm well advised to keep my skills up to date and reasonably well practiced, and I've not had a project to manage in a proper sense, you know. You know, I'm not getting paid to project manage anything currently, so, and it's been a little while between drinks. Now that COVID's hit, ironically, I think that there'll be potentially a bit more available work-wise because of the, you know, COVID and work from home. Perhaps working from home now is perceived to be a bit more legitimate, and firms are, well, they don't have much choice. So this project manager is for hire, only I don't quite know if I may want to work for myself. And in order to do that, I'm going to need some capital. And where will the investment go? Well, in order to, you know, facilitate the answering of that question, I'm going to need I'm going to create my own recording studio, as I've done here, okay, which comes at a cost. So both an ongoing cost for the bandwidth, the amortization on the televisions and equipment, and the, you know, considerable time invested to fucking configure all this shit, get it all connected, keep it all running. I mean, fuck me. And then what? None of it's deductible because I'm not earning an income to write it off against. And in order to earn an income, I need to make explainer videos for a start. So, and I also need to use something called Trello, which which is where and Trello I'll get to quick later, but quickly it's a website that enables the sharing of different project ideas that are arranged onto a board, like a website or website, and you've got on a board you've got a list, and on a list you've got cards, and then there are a whole heap of add-ins that you can get, including call center software such as Zendesk that's got chat support, and one other that I tested on a free trial but had to abandon due to a lack of unfortunately cooperation from the team, other members of the team. But understandably, they're worth $80 an hour, and I didn't pay anyone. So, pay nothing, get nothing is a fair enough result. So I did it myself, and what I discovered is that it's possible to get a 1-800 number. All this is actually listed on Trello website itself, so it doesn't bear repeating here because I've already captured it, and that's the beauty of it. Rather than go off on a detailed tangent, I can just say, check out the Trello for more details, and bang. But a quick overview, you've got a Trello board, so one board would be, I think that's called, one board could be for one project, which I had a call centre project called, let's call it Le Concierge. Okay, and there's a list of things. So there, like build a website for Le Concierge, get a 1-800 number, get a Zendesk subscription, get some staff to run the thing, run the call centre, get some customers for whom you're arranging bookings, and then provide some service for which you'll be your own, you got your call centre, but you've also got your own projects. And then the idea is whatever I need when I'm doing my internal project to get my idea off the ground. So one of the ideas might be Club Alarm Food and Drink, right? And Club Alarm Food and Drink is got a Tapas at Twilight product, okay, they've got heaps of different products, which I call their services, but your basic idea with the tapas at Twilight is come around, $20 tapas. It's nibbles and it's tapas and a glass of wine while the sun goes down. I mean, and then add-ons include, but not limited to, we shall call you a taxi. We'll get you here. We'll pick you up from work. We'll arrange the Uber, whatever it is that you need. You call the concierge. And how can I help? Doof, 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 doof. And it's all done and costed and priced and margined, and off you go. The only thing that we've got there though, from a legal risk and capital perspective, is that it's not legal, or there's insurance and compliance for a great lot of that stuff, which is why, and a lot of those insurance issues, etc., and risks can be outsourced when, instead of being the driver, right, you're also you're outsourcing the driving to Uber, so you don't need a license, and you don't need the insurance, you don't need a car, you can just outsource that. And sure, you're losing margin to Uber, but you'd only integrate that internally once your volume got to a certain level. And how do you keep tabs on cost, volume and profit? Now we're back to Trello and the add-ins that can go with it, right? Squarespace is another booking engine that I'm unfortunately going to have to implement myself. I wanted to develop something in-house that didn't work. So now I'm going to have to look for alternatives or do it myself. And I'm tending more toward doing some things myself. So at least when I engage with external consultants, I'll know whether they're bullshitting me or not, or whether they're and how would I know other than a good read and a good poker face. So, all right, but so those projects, getting back to it now, those projects, a bit of a tour, are hosted on Trello. And you know what? Here's Trello here in the background. I hope I'll probably password and log in. And there's all the projects, right? And you can see they're quite substantial. And I can't read because I've got my goggles on. So the Thai team, or this one here, the Virtual Assistant Service Excellence Project. Okay, that's an example of the board there. This is a list. Okay, and in the list there is a card, and those cards contain functionality, links, information, pictures, links to videos, links to other cards. I think I've tapped on another one there. So you can navigate around Trello, right, by linking to other cards. It's got so many useful functions. And I just wanted to draw your attention to it because this is where I will run and host my projects until I'm able to move it out of this spot. This is the Thai team, so you know. But to give, I can give access. I didn't mention the admin and control team. They administer, monitor all the things to do with legal risk and capital. Right. I think if I get into Teams, I can show that's boards. I think that the Teams or workspaces now. They've changed it, I think. What? I don't know what that was. But yeah, I shouldn't go clicking around here. Jobs for, yeah, she let me down. So these were the jobs that I gave to Renee who didn't do them. Renee Holborn, I've got your phone number. If you want to call me, that's great, but you're not going to rip me off $50 and then go expect to work anywhere in the known universe, because based on your phone number I'll identify who you are, okay, and then any subsequent jobs you go for, I want to let the police know that you've stolen money, okay, because you didn't do what you said you're going to do, and then you didn't refund the money, so you're in trouble, girl. Next, what's this here? What? Real estate. There you go. So that's where I keep my projects anyway. Alright, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to go and watch the footy now. This is just going to keep filming, isn't it, like a bastard? Because I can't find the button to switch that off. Got to go here and then hit that.